Today we're going to look at Esther chapter 3, verse 12 through 13. Then the king's scribes were summoned on the 13th day of the first month, and a decree was written just as Haman had commanded to the king's satraps and to the governors over each province, and to the officials of all peoples, and to every province according to its own script, and to every people in their language. It was written in the name of King Ahasuerus and sealed with the king's signet ring. The letters were sent by mounted couriers into all the king's provinces to cause the destruction, slaughter, and annihilation of all Jews, both young and old, little children and women, in one day, the 13th day of the 12th month, which is the month of Adar, and even to plunder their possessions. Later on in the story, we see how Esther stands up for what she did. She found out that Haman was there to destroy Mordecai and the Jews. She went on to explain this to the king as she was his queen. The king switched the rules and turned around and had Haman hung and saved Mordecai. And the Jews were also saved. There is many people out in this world who are trying to be a Haman. They want to destroy all Christians. There's some Christians that are actually backing down from this and listening to what those so-called Hamans are saying. You got to stop backing down. Esther stood firm when she came down to saving the Jews. She knew what was going on, and she knew it was wrong. She could have sat there and backed down and risked a lot with the king, but instead she didn't care. She stood up to that king and got done what needed to get done. And that's how you need to be. You need to stand firm when it comes down to your relationship with God. Stand firm in what God is calling you to do. God is not wanting you to back down on anything. He wants you to stand firm and keep doing what He has called you to do. The devil is going to put many people in your lives that is going to tell you what's wrong and what's right. Do not listen to it. Satan wants you to back down because he wants to have the reins over you. What would happen if the Jews and Mordecai, if Esther didn't back down? If Esther backed down. She was the queen, but she was also a Jew. So would they have turned around and killed her too? What about the Jews back in World War II? They had somebody who stood up for them and did what needed to be done. If that person or people weren't there, would all those Jews be killed? No, they were led to victory because somebody stood up. So you need to stop listening to the devil and man and start staying with God, listening to God, and stand firm in what you're doing. So think about what's been going on. We've heard about the Roe versus Wade ordeal. There were so many people who were for abortions because they wanted to succeed in that. But then there are some who did not support it. Roe versus Wade, as we have found out, was overturned. This would not have been possible if the Christians backed down. If they backed down, then it wouldn't have been overturned. Abortions would still be going on and be legal. But the Esthers of the world stood up and did what they knew was supposed to be done. They stood firm, and now the things that are happening now is because of them. Together, we all need to continue to stand firm and pray that the states are going to sit there and go against abortion and end it all.
To approach the king uninvited was to risk execution, even for the queen.
I know I never thought about this being brave. I just had to have faith that God was going to help me.
Everybody has trials and things in their life that don't go as planned.
It's hard every day. For me, surviving is about two things: courage and faith.
I just thought, I have to do something.
I looked up to the heavens and prayed.
I knew that death was a possibility.
I know we get a variety of different trials.
I was diagnosed in August of 2011 I think it's amazing how just one brief moment can change the course of everything.
So one day I went into work and the company decided they wanted to do something that was against my beliefs. So I thought, okay, well, I need to stand up for what I need to stand up for and do what I need to do.
My husband said he would come home for lunch, but was hit by a car and never come back. I have felt the loss.
It was probably the scariest moment of my life.
You don't ever realize how strong you are until being strong is all that you have left.
Being brave doesn't mean that I'm not afraid.
Brave is just acting in faith.
When we know we don't want to face it, but we don't have any other option. We just have to push forward.
I quit my job. We don't know what the Lord is trying to teach us, but if I really trust Heavenly Father, it really doesn't matter what I don't understand.
I know that God has a plan for me that usually is totally different than the plan that I have for myself. It's not always easier, but it's always better.
In time, I felt peace. With faith in God, I have everything.
So, stand firm with God. Do not back down. Do not listen to the ones who do not have God in their hearts. Stop letting people tell you how to run your life without God. Stop letting them tell you what to believe in. Stop letting them tell you to leave God and follow man. You can be the Esther if you stand firm and continue on the path with God. The choice is yours.